What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's talk about it. Um, I was gonna talk about this days ago, but I held my tongue because I was gonna offend a lot of people. But now I'm like, F it, man. It is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Listen, it's like this. We all look at Freddy P, right? He came out and tried to say and make Bad Boy Records look bad. Making the band. It ruined my life. They just took from me, man, and I don't understand. Like he wouldn't have. I introduced him to Rick Ross, and I've done some things, man, and I just feel like like they could at least help. It's like they took from me and they left me out. And the reason why they doing this stuff is because they're on their. Everybody do this when they're out of the game. This is why I respect Nori. Do you know that Nori was out the game? Nori was out the game, and Nori was like 300 plus pounds, dog. This is the only reason I respect Nori. Nori went to Miami, got into reggaeton, and was working down there as a DJ, putting out mixtapes and all that stuff down in Miami, and made his way. He got out of New York because everybody was basically turning their back on him. He went away and made people miss him. He reinvented himself, then came back to us, New York. And it was a whole different vibe. He worked. He got off his butt and he worked and he lost weight. He did all of the things that he was supposed to do to get himself where he needed to be. He didn't sit around and cry and make videos. And I see this a lot, and it's dangerous behavior. It's too much of this people, and it pisses me off. That's why I was really upset, and I decided don't talk about it. But I'm just like completely pissed off about the subject, period. And I want to talk about it. It's in the world today. We are making it acceptable to not be a man. We're letting people get away with using mental illness as a crutch. They're gonna hire everybody wants to be sick. Everybody, I've never seen a time in life where people want to be sick more than they want to be well just for attention. Just for likes, just for hits and views. Oh, let me be sick for a minute. Really? You want to be sick that bad? It's like, what's wrong with people? It's like the saying go, I cram to understand you. My attitude was the same as Diddy's. when he said, Diddy responded and said, stop all your crying, bitching, and moaning, hustle harder, or get the F out the way. Love. That's really the truth. Then he comes back and starts crying again. To somebody. He comes back and starts crying again. Man, I didn't say nobody was crying. I'm just saying y'all could have threw a ladder down and something helped me out. That's your cry for help. Is to go on the internet, try to embarrass somebody or tear them down so they can say, man, I see, man, look how Bad Boy did everybody. Look how they did Black Rob. Man, Diddy a crook. Diddy's a crook. It's amazing how they come after the black record company. They don't say nothing about the Giants ripping off all these artists. Was some of their artists in bad contracts? Absolutely. But where was this at, Freddy P? When you left making the band, you was working with Cash Money Records. You was doing your thing. It's always when the chips is down. I don't hear you calling out Birdman. No. Just admit you decided to sell product. It didn't work out. You probably got high on your own supply. And you down on your luck because you didn't borrow your last dollar. Keep telling people, man, I'm about to get on, man. I got this record produced. We finna produce a track. It's coming up. And never worry, but it still works. You didn't lost your grind. Your grind was geared more to something else. Not everybody makes it in the career, in the business, sir. There's a lot of people right now out of work because they want to be in the business, they don't know how to be in the business, and they're out the business. Just like that, you're out the business. Well, you have to know your levels. You have to know your worth. You have to know exactly what you need to do to get yourself to the top. You went there and probably partied your little butt off, hanging out, kicking it with people. This was the life. You thinking, oh, we finna blow. Diddy held my career back. How he hold your career back? Why would he hold your career back? What's in it for Diddy to hold you back? It just don't even make sense. You gotta make it make sense to me. And when it don't make sense to me, it just don't make sense at all. Diddy, who has nothing to gain by holding you back, all of a sudden wants to hold you back from making a band. I'm telling you, it's like they dociled down black men. You don't ever see this behavior from Caucasian men. Nobody else. It's just the black man. It's okay because we pat him on the back and tell him, oh, it's mental health. Pat him on the back. His mental health. He's having a breakdown. He's talking about hurting himself. Ain't that what any drug addict says? Whatever happened to, oh, he's just a drug addict. Or, oh, he's making excuses. You don't say that to someone with mental health issues. I'm saying people are faking mental health issues. And their mental health issues is not the reason they did drugs. They were drug addicts who didn't want to get help, who were in denial, and blamed everyone else for how their lives turned out, as they're not in control of their own destiny. As a man, that is unacceptable. There's plenty of people that did me wrong. And there's plenty of people that could have said, you know what? You're a righteous dude. Here's a bag. You know what I'm saying? They could have done that, but they didn't have to do that. And they didn't do it. And I ain't mad that they did. I'm just saying. There's a lot of situations where people could have done it. But you give them the option to do. But if you wanted a bag and you thought you deserved a bag, you should have said something as a man. But it was too much party and bullshit. This is what society has turned us into. We have turned into a weak, powerless society because we want to go around and praise these Tyrone Biggums. Today, oh, Tyrone Biggums, they'd be, oh, you can't do that. Poor Tyrone. He just needs help. No, he needs your watch. And what's in your purse? So he can go run down the street and go cop something else. That's what he, in his mind, what he think he need. He needed help, real help, for drugs. And all these dudes talking about harming themselves because they're sad and depressed. Their careers didn't pan out the way they want. So you want to cry and pout about it and then try to tear another man down because of it. Strap up, get in the game, and go get it your way. That's it. I mean, when you look at the scenarios and you going deep into the scales, you start to see people are not who they say they are. People will lie, cheat, and steal before they do anything else other than when it comes to you. People will sit there and act as if they had nothing to do with anything, right? They will act like they did nothing wrong with their careers. I know somebody that still blame other people why they're not successful. Claiming that, man, if we'd have just put out an album, we would have blew. We had the joints, but they ain't released that. We should have just did everything independent, man, and we would have blew, and then that would have been it. Now, nothing was stopping you from going to the studio. Artists had nothing but unlimited studio time. Press your CD, put out a mixtape, create your own buzz. They chose to sit around, kick it, drink, and get high. Then, when all the money's gone and the well dries up, now you realize you gotta get a job because it's over. The whole ride is over. The dream is over. Time that went by. The other artists didn't really need you in the first place. But you're waiting on the next man to get you rich. What was your plan? To stick out your hand real quick? Since you wishing cash fall from the sky all your life, reminiscing when you was all right. See, you still dreaming. Some people really are still dreaming. I'm still dreaming. Some people really are still dreaming. One of my favorite Nas songs, man. That's clear cut and concise. Till Kanye comes in and screws it all up. But this this is a prime example of Kanye didn't he just freestyled the whole 10-second verse that he put into he produced the record and he had a 10-second verse in there because he wanted to get on it so bad, but he had nothing ready and they had to get the song finished. So he just freestyled and it was just god awful. But it didn't even go with the song at all. But we could say Kanye is on the song with Nas, but that's beside the point. We have to stop babying these people and putting shines and spotlights on them. Now Freddie P is on every station. Freddie P is on every network. Freddie P is doing all of these things. But here's something else about Freddie P. Freddie P is out here representing himself as what? As a person that used to do songs with Diddy. As a former bad boy artist when he was on Making the Band. And Day One or whatever. He hasn't done anything. He hadn't done anything since. And you talked about Diddy, oh, I introduce you to this person and that person. Well, then why don't you go ask them other people? Why don't you ask Ross for a bag? Why don't you go ask all these other people who you claim you made all this money, go out there with that nappy hair and that white dirty t-shirt and go up there and ask them for some money. Because that's what it sounds like you want to do anyway. Just do it. I mean, go on and do your thing, man. I can't sit here and hold your hand through this and pat you on the back and say, yeah, he's speaking out about the corruption. I can't say that at all. All I can tell you is that there's a lot of people, a lot of artists, people that work very hard in this game, put in a lot of work to not see it destroyed. That's all I'm going to say. Don't forget to hit the like button, good people, if you didn't already. Thank you for listening. Yeah, that's about it, man. Subscribe to Carcino for Life. Hit the notification bell. Welcome to HD TV with the two eyes. And that's about it, man. We out.